final game of the day here in our opening day of the Youth Atlantic Cup 2025, and I'm delighted to be joined by five-time South African World Cup competitor Di Charlton, who was just watching two of her children on separate pitches, trying to keep them all in view, and did take in that unbelievable draw between France and South Africa under 18 level.
Super exciting, and it's really great to see these youngsters out there, and I think this has actually been a nice solid start here from the South African ladies as they're just looking to get some forward momentum, driving through their good touch.
Almost slipping all the way through, dotted down by Erin Venter, but France will have it back. In this under-20s competition, it's just South Africa, France and England, and France actually beat England 8-4 in a real turnaround, whereas South Africa have so far lost their opening two games, but a chance for them to turn things around here against a very talented French side. And it's into the path of Bella Lee Howard, drives through the centre. Round the corner they go. It's a physical touch from the French. Here comes Leandre Marx.
There's definitely some physicality but some good athleticism that we've seen on display today, which makes it very exciting from a ladies' touch perspective.
Absolutely, it's a good pickup as well from Kolosha.
It's a great pass off.
Kolosha, ball in one hand.
Yeah, but looking for her dummy half there.
Here goes Zeman. And then again, the French up quickly, and they have forced a turnover. It's great defence from France, but at the moment, pretty contained inside their own half.
Yeah, let's hope that the South Africans can keep it there, being a bit biased on my behalf, I must admit.
There's no need to be unbiased in the commentary box. As long as I'm keeping it together, it's fine. I don't think anyone's guessing where your allegiances lie in this huge game. And of course, South Africa, the slight underdogs as well, so
I think that's great defensive pressure that led to that error. I think so many times we look at the mistake without realising that it's actually the defensive pressure that does lead to those turnovers. So South Africa pushing again. We really hope that they can do something with this opportunity now coming round.
Sassine, Kolosha, back to Sassine again, who this time is forced to retreat. Sassine, oh, there's a penalty, and it's going to be South Africa's. So 6 touches on the 7, big chance, Di.
Yeah, let's see what they can do here, and they can see that they're definitely looking to set something up.
Rachel Sassine with the tap. It's got Yusra Sayet to the right. Here is Sayet. Almost looking to wind up there as Sassine took it in.
Oh, and there's another penalty. So that's the second one in a row.
One more, and we know what happens. Yeah. France down to 5. Calm down. That's the call from Monthati Kolosha at number 10. Patience required. They've got plenty of touches in the chamber. Kolosha, great line. Was there a touch there? I think flying in to make it was Marie Lafitte, whose sister has just been scoring for France under 18s in the game before. I'm sure their parents haven't moved. Here's Kolosha again sliding in. 2 hands go up this time for Junior Lebleu.
They're certainly peppering that line. They're making that French defence work really hard.
And it's this tight 3 of Sassine, Sayet and Kolosha. And here Kolosha is again, this time finding the winger. Kolosha back on the inside looking for an offside, but good defence. Cassandra Nothard forced to give it up. In the end, it's a forward pass. And South Africa have missed out there, Di. Big opportunity for them.
Yeah, big opportunity missed. It would have been good to see them really capitalise on all of that pressure that they put France under, now really giving them a good chance to get out.
And it's the first time France have ventured into the South African half through Charlotte Tonso. Off goes Bathelin. That's a great pick-up. Ladibert winding away. Ladibert all the way through. Desperate for support. And has it been spilt by Prune Fulton just about? Goodness me, how close were France there to opening the score?
Wow, that was a really good pick-up from dummy half there, and really good turn of pace. Some good athleticism shown there. Now South Africa will be looking to drive it up and get some subs on. I think these girls must be tired now.
4.5 minutes with no box. It's tough at this level.
No, and unfortunately that's when you make silly mistakes, when you get tired. So the girls are definitely looking to get some fresh legs on now.
Here come France. Maya Ladibert all the way to the right-hand side for Charlotte Tonso. Bit of confusion there. Tonso carries it in again, and finally here come the changes. Rose Jubon.
South Africa have done well there. France have maybe progressed 5 meters in 3 touches and then lose the ball. So that's great defensive pressure from those new girls that came on and substitute and got some fresh legs. Now they're going to want to drive it up and get back to the line.
Heading still towards their box side goes Zoe Lindberg. And now looking to draw the French into midfield.
Yeah, I think we need to get some more forward momentum here. It's kind of just feeling like, there's not enough energy going forward, and that's really what this game is all about.
Good scoop from Olivia Wells, who does find an offload away. No touch and pass. So little hitch kick from Kleinstra. Wells.
This is
Kleinstra.
really exciting. 5 and last.
Great scoop.
Oh, unfortunately, no options there.
But well countered, Di, as you said. 5 and last, you've got to try those kind of things.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to keep them here and get as many touches in before they get to the halfway line.
Good transition from France up to halfway on third touch, so they may well get a strike at the South African line as they pass the 10 metre. Desol. Oh, it's just been knocked on there as the half came in. Well, 6 minutes in, as tight a game as the one beforehand.
Yeah, this is really exciting, and I think there's just some good touch rugby on display here.
Well, a pause in play because unfortunately Olivia Wells looks a little bit uncomfortable, but she's left the field. Changes in the offing for South Africa. What can they offer? Yeah, it's another error at the roll ball. Both sides guilty of those.
Yeah, it's unfortunately that loss of control in just such a critical moment.
Tonsol forced back by the referee. But here come France. Josephine Desol skips through the first wave of defenders. Good pickup. Off goes Henri Massero. Klaus again has it. Sliding in herself from great range.
It was a really good dive that unfortunately just managed to get on the outside of the South African player there. And that's a try that I'm sure France are going to be very happy with.
Elsa Klaus gets the opening score for France. Well, in the end, despite a great defensive effort from South Africa, France did make that look quite easy with a really fine dive from a long way out. But anyone who's played touch at this level knows it isn't nearly as easy to execute a finish like this. Quick ball from Lerpihan. And ball in one hand from about a metre away.
Yeah, there was a really good dive, and I think that's the thing when a good dive does make it look so easy.
Well, Kolosha caught that while still doing her hair up, and now she is very much in the fray, almost sliding through. But Saucine caught, and then laid back by Yusra Sate. Touch made.
Yeah, there was 5 and last, not many options there. And I'm sure France are going to look to get some subs off here.
Lifted straight off the deck. Again, it's a good transition from France. They make plenty of yards down this right-hand tram line. Taken in again by Marie Lafitte. And a bit of space opens up for the first time for Guttard. Winding run from Ladibert over the top. This could be another try for Prune Fulton. Excellent score from France. And they switch it on out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, South Africa are 2 behind.
Yeah, unfortunately, the South African defence didn't cover that short side properly. I think the girls just not dropping straight back from a mid perspective, then giving themselves the opportunity, unfortunately, to be beaten on the outside.
Well, France have got to keep up this defensive effort because they can't allow South Africa to stay within touching distance, because everyone knows South Africa are the kings and queens of last-ditch scores and final touch finishes. Nice interplay between the two middles. And eventually it's with Wells. Inside for Kleinstra. Olivia Wells again. Lola Kleinstra. And then a good carry through the centre. Wells on the right-hand side. But good defence by France. You've got to be a little bit more creative, I feel, Di, to challenge this French defence.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to see us putting them under more pressure with some more forward momentum play and really moving the defenders. I feel like the French middles are not being moved enough at this stage of the game.
But it's not often that they'll gift you opportunities like this, and Howard keeps it alive. Kleinstra goes to the open side. Is there space out there for South Africa? What a finish!
What
Great
a great
pace.
try.
Getting on the outside of the middle, and they are on the board. And South Africa remain in touching distance. Zoe Limburg. What a finish time.
That's great finish. Really pinned her ears back. Jeez, she just missed her. But that's the thing, you've got to take your opportunities when they get to you. And well done, Zoe. That was a great try.
Back come France the other way, looking to respond as quickly as possible.
Yeah, South Africa will be wanting to keep this out. You want to defend that first try. We always say it's not a try until you defend it.
And a penalty goes South Africa's way, so they have kept them out. Almost thought it was a score through Rose Juban. But instead, it's a good carry from South Africa. And from the towering Leandre Marx.
And a penalty now for offsides. So good opportunity to get another 6.
French discipline, a couple of mistakes in there, letting them down at the moment and keeping South Africa in the game. Good carry by Marx again.
Yeah, she's driving the ball really nicely forward.
Venter off the deck. But there was a bit of a roll ball in there, and I think France is going to have it back. Here come France again. 12 minutes into this first half. Bit of space opens up, but there's 2 in gold and green to make the touch. Still they head towards the box. Quick ball. France still driving here.
I think this is when France are very dangerous. When they bring their sweepers in, they sweep in very well, and then they often go for the dummy half pick here, which they've done again.
Wide they go. Good cover from South Africa. Then a Oosterhuizen makes an important intervention.
Yeah, I think that was a very critical touch. But again, you can see that the slider coming in and then looking for the dummy half running through.
South Africa looking to transition, but a little bit slow to move here. Third touch burns, and they've yet to reach the 10-metre. That's a much better pickup. But unfortunately, the ball is spilt.
It's a good pickup by Tash, and she's actually forced the penalty there. So
Zeeman wins 6 more for South Africa. Back comes Olivia Wells to take the tap on halfway. Wells straight off the deck. Good run from Kleinstra.
that's much better play from South Africa, and that's a great run. Oh, and that's a good defensive move from the wing from France.
Sarah Guittard made a huge touch because that was a big opportunity. Still on though for Lola Kleinstra. Flicked off the deck by Howard. Howard scoops through, needs support. Howard looking to race away, but caught as the half. And it will be a turnover, or in fact, it's still South Africa in possession. Big miss pass put down.
I think that was 5 and last. They were kind of just going for just seeing what they could do. Would be good to put a bit of pressure here.
If it was 5 and last, that would imply that Howard wasn't the half and could have scored.
No. She passed off, and he said that the touch was given.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Di. That's why I have an expert alongside me whenever I can. Little dummy run there, which allows Elsa Kleist, the try scorer, to get round the outside. Lays it back for Josephine Dessol. Lifted over the top.
That is great pressure there.
Still just over 5 minutes to go. And a little dummy run from Kleinstra. Stumbles. Now Howard.
I think I really want to see these South African ladies go forward more. It's great driving by Livia.
Howard. Lift off the deck. Changes in the offing for South Africa. Torkowski Jennings. Almost through down the right-hand side. Laid back, though, for South Africa. Here's Venter. Touch made. Venter at the half. Good pickup. Long ball over the top, and it's just been put down on the toes of Cassandra Nothard.
That is such a good pass, and Erin is really quite a dangerous player because she has that ability to dive it in and have that long skip pass. So it was great to see her throw that, and unfortunately just not being able to hold on to that.
Touch made by Alexis Torkarski-Jennings, but France still progress down the right. They really do hug the touchline on their transition. And now it allows Marie Lafitte to open up the play. Great acceleration from Levesque. Jubon. Levesque. Two more outside her. Little show and go. Not bought by the South Africans. Fulton Court on the 7.
Not quite sure what's happening here. I feel like there's an offside. That's the ref's called, yeah.
I think indeed a penalty has been given. So a big chance for France to re-establish a 2-try lead before half-time. Levesque stepping back inside.
That is a great touch.
Erin Venter with a big intervention. And Levesque sent back. Or in fact, it was Rose Jubon who almost went over. Here's Bluen Levesque. Jubon. Levesque to the open side. Jubon slips away. Well, the hand goes straight up.
She got that touch, and ref saying that she could see that she did get on the shirt because the French girl was just asking, was the touch made?
What a
and
touch
ref was
by
right there.
Torkarski-Jennings. Huge moment for South Africa if they can keep out France here. Jubon, Levesque. Oh, rolling over.
Another great touch. Yep, she got her just beforehand. Sure, this is exciting stuff.
Marie Lafitte denied this time. Levesque. Jubon, and this time it's put down. What a defensive set by South Africa.
That was excellent line defense for them, and I think they can feel very proud. Now it would be great if we could just, that's great drive, that's first touch. And look at this. This is the momentum play that we want to see them, driving forward with purpose.
Here goes Alexis Torkarski-Jennings.
3 touches on past the halfway line. That's 4. This is really exciting. Now with the 5th and last, we're going to look to set up a strike play.
Good direct drive, clean pickup, scooting through. Over the top, but I think the touch was already made.
Pass.
Good work from Monthathi Kolosha, having just come on. Almost Tasha Zeman away down the right. But they've got France contained on the wrong side of the field to their box. But it's quick hands to move it left to right. And South Africa backpedaling as they head towards the touchline. Off goes Levesque. Good carry by Tonso.
Yeah, I think we see the scooping play, and I think we're going to see the scoop happening here. Yeah.
Ladibert flicks it over the top, but it's beyond the winger. Sarah Guittard couldn't get a hold. Well, 2 minutes to go till the first half. What a half it's been. So tight between these two sides.
I think this is what you want to see with touch rugby. We've seen good end-to-end play, which I think which makes for exciting watching. So
we've certainly not stayed in the middle third. Both sides have threatened at stages, and it's taken in there by South Africa as they ring in the subs. Nice step off the left boot, but good line speed from Ladibert.
Just keeping the ball alive here.
Laid back.
With 6 up.
So with a minute to go, this might be France's last chance to extend their lead going into the break. Tonso takes it in. Here come the changes for France, but a mistake here, and it will open the door to South Africa perhaps to equalise. Good carry by Le Bihan. Away by De Saul. It's been put down. And Howard has it back. Howard. Good drive up to the 10. 30 seconds for South Africa to leave a mark on this first half and perhaps level things up against France. Little show and go, not bought by the French. Looking a little bit slow here, but they just need one break before the end of this first half. Put down, and that might spell the end to any scoring done in this first set of 20 with the buzzer pending. And there it goes. So a scrappy end to a thrilling first half, which is just as even as the game that came before it between these two sides in the under-18 competition. South Africa is still within touching distance. What do they need to do to turn this game around?
I think I'd like to see them drive with a bit more momentum. I think a lot of the times they are wanting somebody else to do the forward momentum play for them, and we're giving a lot of little passes off. I'd love to see good forward momentum play, and I think France have shown how well they can do that, driving up the side, the touchline. So I think some good forward momentum play is what will make the biggest difference. I think both sides have shown that they've got attacking opportunities on the line, and both sides have actually shown that they've got some really good line defense. So it does make it really exciting. So I do think I know it sounds like such an old cliche, but really we have seen quite a few mistakes from both sides. So I think the side that's going to limit their mistakes the most in the second half, I think, is the one that's going to end up.
Second half still to come here on the main field in our final game of day one of the Atlantic Youth Touch Cup 2025. 20 minutes still to play. Can you believe it? Just 20 minutes left on the first day of the Atlantic Youth Touch Cup here in Ireland at the University of Limerick. The Afternoon sun is starting to fade, but there is still a huge game to be decided in the women's under-20s competition. South Africa, who were beaten 11-1 when these sides met this morning, have put in a fantastic performance to limit the score to just 2-1 in their deficit. And Dijkjan alongside me for this one. It's been a great performance, but they've got to offer a little more if they want to turn this game around against a very strong French team.
Yes, I think, you know, one of the big things that has been challenging for us in the build-up to this tournament is getting our team together. So literally the first time this team actually all got together was here in Limerick. So I think the development from this morning to this afternoon is testament to that. And I think these girls are just going to get better and better as the tournament goes along.
Tonso turned away at the door by South Africa. Great start to the second half for them, a shutout in their first set of defensive responsibilities.
Yeah, that was great defence, keeping them off the line. I really hope that that player is all right that's just run off. She looked really sore and it looked like she'd hurt her wrist.
Good pick up from Howard, and on go South Africa here.
So this is the momentum play that I was talking about that we want to see. We want to see girls running from deep. We want to see forward momentum.
Goodness me, that's a pretty physical touch and nailed on penalty. Physicality is a big part of the sport, but there are lines to be drawn in touch rugby.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the things that the refs have been really good at this tournament is maintaining that, just to have the appropriate level of physicality.
Off goes Yusara Sate. Good drive from South Africa.
Yeah, I think there's a really good momentum play. This is what we're looking for.
Sassine, Kolosha, up to the 7, Sassine. Picks it off the deck. Looks to go back towards Kolosha. And then just pressured out of it by France, who make the 6th and final touch.
Yeah, I think France did well at the end. They were under a bit of pressure and they really managed to hold South African off well. And here they come driving up their side touch line as they look to get on their fresh legs.
Great carry by Rose Juban. And that's got South Africa on the back foot for now. In goes Romain Tillet. Klaus, try scorer in the first half. What gets it on the return? Is this her second score? Great diving effort in defence. And I think Yusira say it, but it doesn't matter. It's a second try in about as many touches of the ball for Elsa Klaus. Forces the touch, gets it on the return from Josephine Deschal. That's a close one. Well, it's very rare for a player to claim a touch and it not to be given, so she must have been offside.
Yeah, I do feel I've actually seen that in a couple of the games. I think what coaches are now needing to tell their players is that they just need to be more confident in the call of making a touch, because I think if you aren't confident, a ref can't feel confident in awarding it to you.
Here goes South Africa though in a great position. Venter! Touch made by Tonso.
She really is an exciting player and just showing that she's got that dive, she's got that long pass, so she's definitely not somebody that can be given too much space in the middle.
Oh, nice step from Tokarski Jennings, but the pass was off target, so France survive that most recent attack, and it's now 3-1. South Africa did close the deficit from 2-1 in that first half, but they've got work to do against a staunch French defence that only conceded 4 tries to tournament favourites England in their last meeting. Good pick-up, scoop down the left from Jubin, almost all the way through. Wide pass, what a ball, and what a finish as well. Crashing over goes Sarah Guittard. Second try of the second half in 4 minutes.
Yeah, and that's their signature move. You can see they come on and it's the scoop and run through and create the overlap. So they've now done that a couple of times, and I think that's definitely something that they've been working on as they play after coming off their substitutes.
One of the things you mentioned is the players not having too much time together, and the winger just didn't trust that the link was going to get there and bit in, which allowed the space for Guittard to score down the right.
Yeah, I think it's a game of communication all the time. It's one of the things that's And the more you play with each other, the better you can understand and learn to trust those players around you.
Here come France, again driving forward. Twilet. Bartholin caught at the 7. Great pickup from Ladibert. Oh, what a finish. Bit of showmanship for Maria Lafitte. And it's another score. And I don't know what was said in the box at half-time to this French under-20 side, but it certainly made a difference.
Yeah, for me, the players there, the South African defence looked like they didn't actually know where they were on the field, and actually fell straight where I would have liked to have seen them go harder onto their short side just to protect that.
Oh, coming together there. And I think that may well define how this second half has started for South Africa. They just seem a little bit less composed than they were in that first half.
Yeah, I think they just need to take a deep breath. They've been playing some good touch. They mustn't get rattled by the score. And I think just go back to playing the touch that they were playing in the first half, because they were playing some really, really good touch and creating some nice opportunities.
Juban steps off the left. Good high press from South Africa. Levesque, Juban steps back towards that 7 metre. And now France look to strike. Delay on the pass. And you could see that Tonso was trying to find one more to fix the winger. But
it was defense. A great shot by the wing. She came in at exactly the right time and forced them to lose the ball. Now I would like to see South Africa move and drive the ball forward.
Good defence from Vene Oosthuizen. Now taking the scenic route here and drawing the touch from Maud Levihan. Unfortunately, though, a turnover for France. Bit of frustration from South Africa.
Yeah, she did so well to come on with that sweeping run, but then unfortunately loss of control in the dump.
Juban lays it back and leaves the field. Plenty of changes in the offing for France. Dessol amongst them. Caught at the 7. Here is Josephine Dessol. Touch taken by Klaas on a hat-trick. Elsa Klaas is a hat-trick scorer at the Youth Atlantic Cup and makes it 6-1. Klaas with a 3rd try, and it's 3 very similar scores. Quickie on the return and a good finish.
She did very well. She identified that the link had dropped way off her line there. I don't think that the link had actually realized that she was so far back off her line, which then gave her that opportunity to score on that short side.
Well, France had a first half in which South Africa at times got the better of them, but they have remembered exactly who they are, and that's perhaps the strongest under-20 side in the competition, and are really turning things on here. South Africa scored once against France in their earlier meeting this morning, so I think they'd love a second score here. But driven back by France at the moment. Good line straight through the centre. Options inside and out. Lofted over the top. Collision in the air. Wells comes away with it. Oh, it's just gone a little bit loose.
That was 6 touches up, and I'm sure France are going to be looking to get it into their sub-box now. I'd like to see a bit more work from South Africa just to close them up, because they do the same thing every time. It would be quite nice just to see them shift and recognize the style of play that France are doing. Because here we go, here comes the sweep again.
Ladibert, 2-on-1 perhaps. It's given late by Lafitte, but France touched down. And if it's not a forward pass, it'll be a score. But forward pass it is. Perhaps Lafitte could have given it a few moments earlier.
No, they've given a penalty for offsides. So France gets 6 on the line. So some big defence needed from South Africa. Maya
Ladibert gets it on the return. Delivers it late again for Lafitte. But this time the ball down means South Africa will have it back.
There was great defence by Olivia.
Now South Africa head to the box to make some changes. 10 minutes to go in this second half. They're now 5 tries behind.
That's much better momentum play from South Africa in terms of driving it forward.
What a pick-up. Great scoop from the half, but the pass back on the inside was put down. Well, I've been in and around the South Africa setup for, hesitant to say a while, but a good amount of time. And what do you make of the transition in the sort of modern generation of touch between competitions like this, the Youth Atlantic Cup, South Africa under-18s, under-20s, under-15s, up towards the Women's Open, Men's Open, Mixed Open programme?
I just think this is so exciting from a touch perspective. You know, certainly seeing the level of support that we've got at this Youth Atlantic Touch Cup, and I've been really impressed to see so many good touch players coming through on a global stage. I think this is really how we get our sport on the map. And as you know, there's been talk about it, you know, there's a goal we really want to try and get touch as an Olympic sport. And it's through the development of our youth players that we're really hopefully going to start to see that benefit coming through.
Brisbane 2032, that's the target, I believe, that the Federation of International Touch have in their minds. And so many of the players, as South Africa's got through for a second score, touchdown by Monthati Kolosha. Great score.
That was a great try, and I think also really doing so well to play. She knew she was offside, even though the girl touched, she kept on going, and then good handoff from dummy. That was an excellent try. Well done, girls.
Smart play from Rachel Susine, and Kolosha dots down in the end. But I've spoken to so many players in this tournament, and a lot of them, when you ask about what their future holds in touch, what goals they want to achieve, a lot of them say, I'd like to be an Olympian. I'd like to be playing touch at the Olympics.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of these youngsters, I think that first goal that they would be aiming for is to play at a World Cup level, because that makes things super exciting. Well, a couple of questions here. Not quite sure if the try is going to be given or not.
Roman Tilley crashed over a dummy, let her in, and in the end the try has been given. It looked like she caught it, not perhaps expecting it, but it caught out the Lincoln wing for South Africa. And the 5-try parity is restored. 7-2 they lead.
I like the fact that a question was asked of the South African linker if she made the touch, and good to see honesty, because that's actually what we want in the sport. And so she admitted that she didn't get the touch, and the try to France has been awarded.
South Africa still, though, with possession. The game might be beyond them with about 7 minutes still to go. But another score here would keep things interesting. Nice dart back against the grain.
Yeah, I think they want to be getting back into the style of play that they that they managed to get the momentum going in the first half. And certainly it would be nice to see them putting France under a bit more pressure.
And Kleinstra's won a penalty for South Africa. Lola Kleinstra takes the tap. When is the moment to strike? Kleinstra calls it now. Driving towards the line, wants it back on the inside. Right on the toes. Tough to take in the face of a blue wall.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that was the right option. Seeing the ball go to ground, and now under a bit of pressure from a defensive perspective.
What a carry by Charlotte Tonso. Good to see her back on the field after walking off with a hint of an injury earlier. Here comes Ines Bartolin. Marie Lafitte finds Ladebert. Ladebert on the pick-up. Is there anyone over for France on the far-hand side? Instead it goes down. Elsa Klaus denied another score. And South Africa have it back with just over 5 minutes left to go.
Yeah, I think the winger did really well coming in there and putting pressure on that player, which then resulted in that. Unfortunately, that's over the mark. So it's a turnover.
Great acceleration from Maya Ladebert. And they will have a few chances to strike at the South African line. Ladebert there at the half as well. Options inside now. Picks out Bartolin. Madabir back to the 7. Oh, interception! Snuck away by the South Africans. What a grab by Sassine.
She's working so hard. She's having a great game. She's definitely been really good at driving forward, creating momentum, and that was excellent defense on her behalf.
It's been a better performance than even just this morning, when South Africa were beaten by 11-1 against France. And it could get better for them here, because sniping through goes Erin Venter. Desperate for the pass, but just couldn't keep the offload under control.
Yeah, unfortunately, it would have been so much better if she had somebody coming up on her left-hand side with the way she was running, but just unfortunately nobody could keep up with her. But that was a great run from Erin. She did really well there.
Someone with a very bright future in the South African system.
Yes, most definitely.
France on the transition. 4 minutes to go. It looks like France are going to go undefeated. 3 games from 3. Beating South Africa twice and England as well, which is a bit of a turnaround. Well, it's not unprecedented. Obviously, France, the defending mixed open champions at under 15 level, beating England 2 years ago. Big touch made right on the sideline to deny France another.
She did very well because she trusted her link inside her and just chased outside, and I think that was an excellent touch and great line defense there.
And South Africa are going to have it back as well. Great defense from the touch box. Still time for them to get another on the board. It's a hard touch, but a good drive will allow South Africa to play on.
That was excellent driving because she didn't run into the traffic. She ran where the space was, which is actually what we want to see in getting forward momentum.
Powerful touch there from Alexis Torkarski-Jennings as she head off the field as well. Oh, just overran the line slightly there, and South Africa miss out. Well, with 3 minutes to go, this game is certainly decided, David. A chance to touch on South Africa's performances here as a whole. You're sort of vaguely interested in every team that's playing here in the competition. How have you found the tournament so far, and which specific South African sides are you looking forward to watching more of as the weekend continues?
Well, I think what I've been excited about is seeing how the teams have grown with each of their games. I know I'm very biased because I have a daughter in the ladies under 18 side, and obviously I'm very excited about watching them, and in the mixed under 20 side. So also they had a good win just before this game. They beat Scotland, so they were very chuffed with that. So yeah, just obviously excited about watching all of the South African teams, but definitely I'm slightly biased with my own daughters.
That's fair enough. Elsa Klaas almost in for another score. Josephine Desaul picks out Lafitte, who darts in herself. Up goes the hand from Zoe Lindberg. But I think it might be a second penalty.
Yeah, they need to be very careful here. We don't want to give away another one.
Certainly not in this late stage of the game. It's a very respectable scoreline at the moment against the top French side. Josephine Desaul there at the half. Tonso round the outside, but Desaul goes to the crowded near side. And South Africa win it back. Great defence. What a way to end this game for them that they've worked so hard in.
I must say I've been very happy with our line defence this game. I think our line defence has been really, really good, and that's a great run up the sideline.
Venna Oosthuizen making good yards in our final minute here. Have South Africa got anything else up their sleeve? Presumably not given the vest they're wearing, but you catch my meaning. Great pickup. And a good pass from the try scorer, Monthati Kolosha. And a great run straight through the centre. Offside is the call, so Kolosha could go the full length. Caught right at the very last by France's own try scorer, Marie Lafitte. But it's a penalty, and with 30 seconds to go, South Africa could get another. It's going to be Rachel Sassine who taps us off. Sassine. Kolosha. Sassine again. Looks inside for Kolosha. Delightfully weighted ball. Bit of a coming together there. Unfortunately, no more scores on the board for South Africa, but I think that overall they can be pleased with this result.
They've played, I think, really well, and a massive step up from the game this morning against France. And it's really good to see the girls rising up to the pressure, getting used to the pace, and I think they're just going to go from strength to strength here.
Well, 2-1 at half-time, considering it was an 11-1 defeat this morning. That's a fine result for South Africa. A short period at the beginning of the second half where they let the game get away from them, but then they shored things up in that final 10 minutes and even scored a second through their number 10, Monthati Kolosha. Plenty